Smile, you son of a bitch!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Of course, my name is Nick, and here we do talk toys, pop culture, and general nerddom of all kinds. And sometimes, just sometimes, when there are other things to be gotten into, we do talk a little bit about other subjects. Today what we're going to do is we are going to talk about a toy and a movie that coincides with the toy. And of course, if you've seen the title screen, and I know you have if you've watched this far, we are going to talk about NECA's 50th anniversary Jaws release of the game of Jaws. Now, we have hit the 50th anniversary of the Jaws film. Of course, this movie did come out in 1975. It starred Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, and I think Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah, it was Richard Dreyfuss that played Hooper. And, you know, the whole movie is a classic, and it's ingrained in American pop culture. You'll find Jaws merchandise everywhere, from Walmart t-shirts to going online to horror movie sites to collectible sites. Jaws is just as much merchandised as anything else, such as Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, things of that nature. Jaws is just a huge part of 80s pop culture, and I absolutely love it. I remember watching this movie as a child, and it's scaring the hell out of me, and I've loved it ever since. So, you know, Jaws, like I said, epic pop culture film. The original game was released in 1975 to coincide with the movie. And the game, of course, looks nothing like the Bruce the Shark from the movie. It's very hokey looking and blue and very strange. I inherited this game from my sister, and I remember sitting in the floor playing this game quite a bit, you know, when I was a kid. And for NECA to bring this out as a nostalgia trip, especially for it to look like the actual Bruce the Shark now. So, without further ado, guys, before we do this, let's go ahead and I'm going to ask, if you do like this kind of content, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell, because you never know what's coming down the pipe on the channel. Again, we do a lot of other things besides toy reviews. We do travel, we go to concerts, we go to conventions, theme parks, and we get to film at all those, and that's pretty good. So if that kind of thing is your thing, go ahead and hit those buttons for me. It costs you nothing, it means the world to me, and it does help the channel grow. And you guys are absolutely legendary for doing it so far, so if you are new here and you're on the fence about joining the channel, go ahead and do it. Like I said, it costs you nothing, it means the world to me. Now guys, without further ado, let's take a look at the original commercial for the original game.
Jaws. 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 Jaws is the game where you try to fish out what's in the jaws of the great white shark.
I'm going for the camera. Made it.
But be careful, because if you remove the wrong piece, the jaws will get you. And you're out. Jaws, it's you against the great white shark and each other from Ideal.
Now that you've seen the original commercial, unfortunately NECA did not produce a similar commercial for this game that I know of, and I wish somebody on YouTube would recreate that. I may have to do that myself down the line, but I feel like that it's something that could be revisited by NECA, and it would be a whimsical thing to do. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the updated version of the game of Jaws. Alright guys, here we have the box for the NECA Game of Jaws. I've had to pan the camera out a little bit for this, but if you take a look here, you get some really, really cool art on this box. Of course, it says it's you against the great white shark. One wrong move and the jaws go snap. This is like the original game from ages ago. You have the NECA logo down here, and up here you get a Jaws 50th sticker, the Game of Jaws. On top, you get Jaws, 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 of course. And down the side, you get the Game of Jaws. Again, the "It's you against the great white shark" quote. You get a huge rip in the box. NECA's actually sending me another box for this, so email them if your box has had that problem. But you get the retro art from the original game here. And on the back, of course, you get a good shot of what's inside the box. And, of course, you get a good shot of the stuff that goes in the shark's mouth here. Another little hole there, another one there. And you flip this guy around and you get another shot just like on the other side, except there's no holes in that one. So let's go ahead and take a look at the barcode on the bottom. You should pause if you need that. And let's crack this guy open and take a look at the accessories. Out of the box, of course, you will get the shark and the instructions for the shark there at the bottom. You will see his fins here. Shark down here in the box. He is pretty big. I'm going to put my hand down here for scale on that. That is a big ass shark. And over here you get the various pieces of junk you have to fish out of his mouth. Let's crack this guy out and take a little bit closer of a look. As you can see here, we do have all kinds of pieces of junk to fish out of his mouth. You also have the harpoon to do that with. You have the glove, the boot, the two-way radio, the license plate, the lantern, a fish skeleton, a revolver, an anchor, a human skull, a pint of whiskey. You have your camera, your 6-pack of beer, you have your leg bone, and again a half-eaten wheel and an oxygen tank like at the end of the movie. Let's go ahead and put the shark together and take a look at it. So we got Bruce out of the package here, and you can see he is a big fish. You are going to need a bigger shelf, actually. Here are his fins, of course, and you can see they do slide on with this notch right here. So I'll assemble him here in a second so we can see him. But if you come around the face, that looks amazing. Looks just like it did in the movie. NECA's done a really good job with this paint app. But yeah, I mean, this is an excellent, excellent addition. If we had gotten the Ultimate, it would have probably cost $300, so I'm actually fine with this. Because sharks don't have a whole lot of articulation anyway, and they really would have had to break up the body of the shark to make it an Ultimate. So here is Bruce assembled, and if you don't have a bigger shelf, you are definitely going to need one. The fins do hold him up pretty well, and you can see every single detail of the shark is there. You look here, of course, the paint app's on the tail. The tail is, chunked up and there's pieces missing. Fin on top is the same way. It's got the dirt and the gills. You look and all the scars are in the right place. The eyes are, of course, black like a doll's eyes, to quote Quint. And if you look in the mouth, of course, there are a ton of blood effects and a gnarly tongue and a little big old maw and gnarly teeth. So if you put your finger here, this is what the mechanism does. The tongue is very, very lightly triggered, so if you put the junk in Jaws' mouth and try to fish it off, and any like small press of that tongue, and the jaw is going to snap shut and you'll lose the game. But if you look around this side, pretty much the same thing, but this thing is absolutely epic. And of course, like I said, everybody's going to gripe that, oh, this doesn't scale, oh, this isn't big enough for the figures. I think it's pretty good for what we got. Let's do some size comparisons. Alright, and as far as size comparisons go, I mean, Bruce is pretty damn big. You see here next to a 7-inch Batman figure, this dude scales pretty wickedly. And of course, next to a 6-inch Jazzwares Danhausen, this dude is absolutely huge. I think the shark clocks in around 15, 16 inches long, stretched out. So, I mean, it's a lot of bang for what you pay for it. I mean, this is a very, very excellent thing from NECA. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it a 10. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me today and taking a look at the game of Jaws by NECA for Jaws' 50th anniversary. Excellent, excellent, excellent piece of nostalgia for me. And again, indeed, I am going to need a bigger shelf for this. So if you like the video today, like I said, I urge you to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell for me. Again, it costs you nothing, means the world to me, and it does help the channel grow. You guys are absolute legends for it. We do have more stuff coming down the pipe on this channel. We, of course, have more toy reviews and more toy hunts, but on top of that, we do have several concerts we are visiting in the next little while. The next big trip is going to be the Rewind Time Toy Show in Lexington, Kentucky. I am allowed to film a video for that, and I'd like to thank Adrian for inviting me out to do so. And, you know, if you like other things, if you like amusement parks, you like travel, you like conventions, we have all that here on this channel. So again, like I said, if that kind of thing is your thing, hit those buttons for me. That said, guys, do good, be good, stay legendary, and I will see you in the next video.